Hello and welcome to this very quick review of this, a very small digital TV antenna designed for use indoor and outdoor, and typically, for example, with boats, caravans, campervans, RVs, motorhomes, all that kind of thing. Now, I've bought this for my boat, which in fact is where I'm sitting at the moment. It's a traditional English narrowboat made of steel, and it's sitting in a marina where there is pretty much no reception of anything at all. No mobile phone signals, no TV signals, barely any radio signals, and it was getting very frustrating. Now, originally, the boat had this on it. Gigantic contraption, lots of metal, lots of plastic, looks most impressive, has a magnetic base, so on a steel narrowboat just clonks on the top. But in fact, this, for whatever reason, turns out to be pretty hopeless. I can barely get a TV signal at all. Now, you might think that something this sized wouldn't be any better, but this had several good reviews on Amazon, and it only cost £7 plus about £3 for postage, so I thought it was worth a try. Now, it's made by, or at least branded by, a company called August, and this is the model DTA240, which it says receives Freeview TV in HD, DAB radio and analog TV, except of course they've switched off all the analog TV transmitters, so that's irrelevant. Designed, it says, for both indoor and outdoor use, has a magnetic base, just like the old one, to increase reception capability. I think basically if you stick it on something metal, the metal becomes a sort of ground plane and helps the antenna work. I don't understand antenna electronics, but it's something like that. 1.5 meters of antenna connection cable, which is fine because my boat already has a socket on it that I can plug this into, and it claims to have a gain of 3 dB. Again, I'm not an antenna electronics expert. I don't know how that gain is calculated or what it actually means the gain is relative to, but that's what it says it's got. So let's open up the package and have a little look. I have obviously already done this before because I have tried and tested this out, but just to show you, here's what you get. Little plastic bag, comes in two parts essentially. One is the antenna itself, which is this funny stubby little thing which you'd think couldn't possibly work, and the other part is the little magnetic base with the 1.5 meters of cable attached, which is secured by one of these little plastic ties. So there we go, there's 1.5 meters of cable with a normal aerial socket on the end, and then on this magnetic base there's a little screw thread. The bottom of the aerial bit is a screw thread, and so you just screw the one to t'other, come along until it's all the way down. There it is, won't go any further, and there is your aerial, which is ridiculously small. I mean, it just shouldn't work, should it? Really, something that tiny compared to something this big and mighty. But you know what? It actually works. I mean, it's not perfect. There were times when, using this, the picture on the television set would still break up. But compared to what I was using before, this actually gave a pretty good signal. And considering the environment that this boat is in, where, as I say, it's pretty much in a dead spot for any kind of radio transmissions whatsoever, and considering how tiny this is, it worked remarkably well, especially for £7. Just plonked it on the roof, plugged it into the socket on the outside of the boat, which feeds into the TV set, and yes, it gave a better signal. So if you are having trouble with TV reception in your camper van or your boat or whatever, and you're willing to risk all of £10 effectively, including the postage, then this little August aerial from Amazon, I'll leave a link to it in the description below, I think is definitely worth a punt, because it did definitely make an improvement on what I was getting before. It's not perfect. If you are in a bad signal area, it still may not be absolutely right for you. But if the signal can be picked up at all, this is worth a try, I would say. So it gets the very quick David Expert thumbs up from me. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this very quick review. There's really not a lot more I can say about this. You buy it, it's cheap, it's cheerful, and it basically does the job, with some caveats that it's not perfect. But that's it. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a click on the like button, always appreciated. Any comments or questions, leave them in the comments box below. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.